Hello and welcome to today's meditation. You could also liken it to an energetic exercise today. One of the most impactful and foundational keystones of my teachings and the teachings of the 5 gateways and those found at Sphere of One is the following exercise, meditation, whatever you want to call it. A rose by any other name would smell sweet. It is the practice of love, in particular self-love, in particular using our throat and the vibration of speaking to pinpoint, bring awareness to feel in our body where we might have blockages or restrictions or pain or emotion stuck. We often spend no time, I can't speak for everyone, but the idea of practicing self-love, unconditional, radical self-love through the simple act of saying it out loud. It's really simple in its description. In practice, it is for some really challenging because it's not something that we do normally. It's not something that we may necessarily be normally taught. It's not something that we do on a daily basis. We're often stuck in trance on a daily basis. We're often stuck in a very similar narrative cycling through our head. And this exercise allows us to take time to sit with a simple phrase that on the surface seems really easy to do. And maybe for some it is. That's fabulous. Great. And for others, it's a daily practice. And the idea is to intonate simply the words out loud or within, silently within, or out loud and within, depending on how you feel, throughout the meditation or exercise, to simply say, I love myself. I love myself. And when you say this, either out loud or internally, over and over again, or even right away, some people are struck with a lot of maybe mind discussion about it. This isn't an exercise about ego or the ideas of perfection in today's society, or comparing oneself, or it's the act of saying it and then realizing that you may have all those thoughts or all these feelings associated with even the idea of saying it out loud, and then diving into that. That's where the energetic practice is derived from. So if someone says, I love myself, and then is immediately met with, all these sorts of thoughts tumbling through their head, well, that's the whole point of the exercise, is to say it and bring awareness to whatever reactions you may have, feelings you may have, something that may arise. Ultimately, we're connecting with the truth within, the true reality within. And so we say it over and over and over and over again. I love myself. 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 And we commit to saying it as much as we can over and over again for however long you wish to commit to it. There are those who begin to make it a practice in it becoming the only thing that you try to think of in your head throughout the day, so that it becomes a habit, that it's a common thought. And this is actually a beautiful experience, because when you get accustomed to this practice and this exercise and this energetic meditation, and you begin to say this, and you move sort of through all the different things that arise, then you'll notice that it's like planting a seed, and that other beautiful thoughts start to emerge just from planting this one seed. You'll notice maybe a week of practicing this that, you're washing your hands, and instead of sort of a repetitive thought that we've created that garden path in our brain by using it constantly, another thought emerges, a loving, compassionate thought towards oneself or others emerges, because we've committed to planting this seed of practice. So again, it seems pretty simple on the surface, but simply saying out loud or internally to oneself, I love myself. Bringing awareness to whatever arises. So, for example, for me, I'll say, I love myself. And I may begin to notice that when I say that, I notice some physical pain in my chest, and that I didn't know was there. I didn't know I was holding it. There's that sort of trance-like state that we're in when we often forget or don't realize we're in pain, either emotionally or physically. And so I'll continue to use myself as an example. Oh, I love myself, and I feel and notice there's physical pain in my chest. As with all of my energetic meditations, it is an invitation to go into that feeling. The more we can dive into that feeling, the more we can release the blockage, or release essentially the illusion that I'm separate from love, or the illusion that I'm separate from oneness, the illusion that I am not infinite. And so, using myself as an example, I'll continue to dive into that feeling by repeating, I love myself, and seeing what arises next. Is that feeling stronger, or is it tighter, or is it looser? Has the sensation in my chest moved? I love myself. Okay, it's loosened a bit. Where has it loosened? I love myself. The sensation has moved somewhere else. I'm feeling into that sensation. I love myself over and over and over again. I find that using a mala can help to say I love myself and move, count the beads as one does on mala. And the idea is to continue to say the word over and over and over and over and over again, and invite curiosity to what arises in your body, whether it's a thought of how you once viewed yourself as inadequate, or you have feelings of shame, or whatever. It can be anything, because we're all very unique. And to dive into that feeling, it is quite an exploratory exercise, and it is meant to be done with gentleness and kindness, because that's what we're trying to achieve within ourselves. It is really important through this work to connect with the love within you, and to treat your body and yourself with absolute reverence and love. For that is the true reality. That's all there is. Everything else is illusion. And these exercises are designed to gently introduce these seemingly lofty radical ideas that love is all there is. And so that's what this practice is designed to engender. So I'll leave you with this. I love myself. Repeat with me. I love myself. 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 I love myself.